Chapter 10. Reaching the Age of Adolescence. Adolescence and Puberty. In organisms, growth begins from the day one is born. When a child crosses the age of 10 or 11 years, there is suddenly spurt in growth, which becomes noticeable. The changes that take place in the body are the parts of growing up. They indicate that you are no longer a child but are on the way to becoming an adult. The period of life when the body undergoes a lot of changes leading to reproductive maturity is called adolescence. Adolescence starts around the age of 11 and lasts up to the age of 18 or 19 years. Since adolescence occurs during the teens, that is, from 13 to 19 years of age, adolescents are called teenagers. In girls, adolescence may start a year or two earlier than boys. However, the period of adolescence varies from person to person. During adolescence, the human body undergoes several changes. These changes mark the onset of puberty. The most important change that marks puberty is boy and girl becomes capable of reproduction. Puberty ends when an adolescent reaches reproductive maturity. Structural changes during puberty. Increase in height. During puberty, the long bones of arms and legs elongate and makes the person tall. Both the boys and girls begin their adolescent growth spurt at an average of about 10 years. The boy attains his adult height at about 18 years of age, while the girls attained their adult age at about 16 years of age. During the rapid growth, the body requires extra nutritional diet. Changes in body shape. During puberty in boys, shoulders became broader and chest becomes wider, and the muscles develop more prominent than the girls. In girls, due to increased level of estrogen, the lower half of the pelvis enlarges in size and thus hips widen. In the puberty period, the voice box or larynx of both boys and girls also starts to grow, thus resulting in change in voice. This change is more prominent in boys than girls. The growing voice box in boys can be observed as a protruding part called Adam's apple on the throat. Increased activity of sweat and sebaceous glands. During the period of puberty, sweat glands and sebaceous glands, oil glands, become more active, while leads to the appearance of acne and pimples. Metamorphosis. You may observe that most of the newborn mammals such as cats, dogs and cows, and newly hatched birds such as hens have similar shape and structure as their parents. But a frog, mosquito, and butterfly have different stages of development between hatching of eggs and the formation of individuals. This process is called metamorphosis. Metamorphosis in frog. In the frog, metamorphosis occurs under the influence of thyroxine hormone. A frog passes through 3 stages during its life cycle: egg, tadpole, and an adult frog. Let us learn about them in detail. The frog lays their eggs in the calm or stagnant water. These are called frog spawn. The eggs of frog float on the surface of water bodies. In the frog spawn, some of eggs die while other hatch after some time. The baby frog called tadpole hatches out from the egg. It has a tail and looks like the fish. Shortly after hatching, the tadpole feeds on the yolk of the egg and develops a short tail on its body. With time, the legs of tadpole become longer and stronger. After a few weeks, the tail of tadpole disappears. Now slowly the tadpole looks like an adult frog. 11 weeks after the egg was laid, a fully developed frog with lungs, legs, and no tail emerges from the water. Let us quickly recall about the different stages of the life cycle of a frog. The first stage is frog spawn, in which frog lays egg in stagnant water. The second stage is the tadpole. The tadpole swims with the tail. In the third stage, under the influence of thyroxine hormone, the tadpole changes into a froglet. In fourth stage, after 11 weeks, the froglet is fully grown into an adult frog.